Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We are live, we are live, we are live. Yo, hold on real quick, Yo, what's up? My name is Emoji. I'm here with my co-host, Nikki G, OMW, and together we're bringing you a little something called Anime After Hours. Let's go. Once again, this is a live interactive podcast coming to you live from X. Anyone that wants to join in, whether you're on Nikki's side, whether you're looking at it on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever you're at right now, feel free to come in through X, through either of our handles, which you see pinned on the screen right now, and definitely come in and weigh in. We are talking anime. We are talking intros to anime. We are talking our first time in anime. That is. All right? So, without further ado, let's kick this off. And real quick, we're actually hold on.
I want to talk.
No. I'm sorry. My bad. We would be, but I do have to do one thing real quick. One thing. Shout out to VV Digital Collectibles, our affiliates in the building, and we do have a brief message real quick for our affiliate partners. In 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up? My name is Emoji, and I'm here with Nikki G and OMW, and we're bringing you Anime After Hours. But before we do that, I want to give a brief shout out to our affiliates, VV Digital Collectibles. VV is the world's home of premium collectibles, comics, and artworks from brands that you love, like Viz Media, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, and more. Take your collecting to the next level with VV Digital Collectibles, and check out the link in our description box below, or use the QR code that you see on the screen for $10 off your first purchase.
This is an interactive show and podcast recorded live in front of an online audience. Those in the crowd on X are welcome to join in on the conversation, but know that all conversations that take place during the show will be published across multiple platforms. With this being a live interactive show and podcast, please be mindful of your speech.
And now, let's get back to the show.
Now we are officially live and ready to go. What's up? How you guys doing?
I'm ready to talk.
You're ready to talk? like you already have like stuff like ready. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna let you go. What's up, Nikki?
Okay, so this is obviously our first time. So I've been thinking a lot about my very first anime, and I feel like a lot of people know that like I really love Rurouni Kenshin, but that actually wasn't what introduced me to anime. I think a lot of people probably, and maybe older people, but I think a lot of people probably got their start with things on like WB, like maybe 4Kids and things like that. So when I was in the 5th grade, I think the very first anime that I ever really watched was Cardcaptor Sakura. But it had a different name. It was going under Cardcaptors because it was the American version of it. And I think that was the very first anime that I ever, but I didn't know was anime, you know? And I feel like that's probably with a lot of people when they're younger. And like, you know, I feel like a lot of people like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball, and you're watching these cartoons, but you don't realize that it's an anime, right? So you're watching this thing that's totally Americanized because like all the characters have American names and the music isn't the same as it was in Japan. And I don't know, I think that would be my very first anime that I ever watched that pretty much got me like started. I was 5th grade, and then I was just like, wow, cartoons are so cool, and I kind of just stayed that way for the rest of my life.
I feel you. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, and I did want to kind of like touch on that too, and we'll get into all of that as well. But let me just say what's up also to OMW. See how you're feeling because we're officially live now. OMW, what's good, bro?
Mic
Oh,
check, mic check. Can you
yep,
hear me?
Yep,
you're good.
we hear you.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm super excited about this show. I've been also thinking about, what that first anime was for me back in the day. But man, I honestly, it's tricky because I guess I've been watching anime since I was like 5 years old. So
Hmm.
it's hard to place what that first one was, but that range of Adult Swim. Yeah, I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. That range of time around Dragon Ball Z, Case Closed, Samurai Champloo, the good stuff back in the day.
Hmm.
Um, man, man, it just brings back such nostalgic feelings thinking about these older animes and
Hmm.
getting into watching anime. So it's fun. It's a good time. I'm excited.
I feel you, yeah. And once again, right, like the the topic of is fandom, love for fandom. I know there's been a lot of people in the space that has a love for fan anime, and it's cool to kind of like have a space to dissect some of these things, right? Because we we all have different things that hit us and resonate with us, right? And I feel that with Nikki, what you were saying, even just the differences between like Western animation and Eastern animation or anime, uh, there's a lot to it as far as culturally and also just the perception. So it is interesting to hear you say as far as your first anime being Cardcaptor Sakura. Mine was Pokemon, which was a world phenomenon during the time, right? But I agree with you with that same sentiment. Like, it was very Western. It was very much like it felt like your normal cartoons, right? So it wasn't until I started seeing some other stuff or some things that were a little bit not so much um, not so altered, right? That it really started kind of like clicking to me, and to me it was like, this is different, like this is unique, right? So so definitely, but I do want to say for everyone in the space, letting you guys know that we do have another giveaway going on during this space, courtesy of VV Digital Collectibles in the space. And what you have to do to enter into this giveaway is, for the space, like and repost the space. For the live stream that is pinned to the top, like and repost the live stream. That is that I believe is it for this one. Oh, and also too, you do have to be in here. Like, your PFP has to be here when we call the winner, like in the X space. The show only runs for about an hour, so it's not that long of a time period. But definitely like and repost the space, like and repost the live stream, which is pinned to the top. And you just got to be here when we call. I will be running the giveaway at a random time, so probably don't wait till the last minute, because even though I'm going to announce it at the last minute, I'm going to run it way earlier than that. So that's the only caveat. What were you going to say, Nikki?
Hey, Emoji, if you could bring me back up.
What, the music? Bring what back up? What am I bringing up? Okay. I think the live stream is still there, right? Like, it hasn't gone anywhere, has it? Yeah, it's still there. Okay. I don't know, but okay. So, Dub, when you're back ready, just let me know. I don't know if we're getting any requests, but Nikki, okay. So, Cardcaptor Sakura was your first. Now you said when you first watched it, it was very similar to a lot of the other cartoons that you were watching. I'm surprised you didn't say Sailor Moon. But
I I know, crazy, right? But I don't have any memory of watching Sailor Moon when I was little.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe I did, but I specifically remember Card Captors, and I remember, like, her name was, they didn't say Sakura, they called her Sakura.
They
Sakura
did. Yo, I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, they did call her Sakura.
They had to change all the names into American names so us American kids could follow along.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about it, like how much the music was different, and like they have to do all, like, you know how they changed the One Piece when 4Kids had it, and it was like they did the same thing. I don't know if 4Kids did Card Captors or if it was another company. It was very
I remember it being on either, was it on WB or on Fox? It was on one of them.
WB.
It was on WB. Okay.
Yeah, it was on WB.
Okay, cool.
I bet it must have been kind of popular because I remember when I was in the 5th grade and I went to Kmart with my family and they had the books, they had the Cloud cards that you could buy, and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever, and I was like, look at these are amazing. They're all like laminated cards. It was crazy.
I feel you.
But that's what I specifically remember.
Dope. Yeah, there was a lot of toys, a lot of merch, a lot of stuff going on with that. Let me jump over because we do have someone on the stage that came, up to the panel to hang out with us. So let me say what's up real quick. We got Nas Clint in the building. What's up? Welcome to the show, bro. How are you doing?
Yo, what up, Mo? Jerome W. Nikki G. I gotta show some love on the first show live here on X and all the platforms, so much appreciated. Thank you guys for the space. Love it. But all is good, man. Normal drive home, talking some anime, and Emoji helped me get kind of like expand my anime palette outside of what I was already used to, so that's why I wanted to kind of come on and show my love, because anime's definitely been fun here the last couple of years for sure.
I feel you. What about what was your first anime?
So it's funny because when you guys were talking about that, my first memory of like an actual anime is we had this conversation. I don't look at it as an anime because the reason why Nikki G said it is Pokemon, but when I was going through some quick searches here, because you said Sailor Moon, and you're surprised that Nikki didn't get into it. My sister was into Sailor Moon, and I was just guilty by association. And I looked up at the timelines. Sailor Moon is 1991, and Pokemon's 1996, 97.
Yeah.
So I guess my first iteration of anime, I hate to admit this now that I'm thinking about it, is Sailor Moon. It is Sailor Moon. That's wild.
I mean, I wouldn't feel I mean, Sailor Moon is a classic, bro. That ending song was probably one of the first times I ever listened to an anime ending. I was like, this is tough, because it was one of the first ones that I've seen. But that was like, I think that was my first favorite like ending of an anime.
See, I didn't even finish it. I stopped when Venus and I can't remember, it was Venus and Saturn started getting into the series. That's when I completely fell out.
I feel you. You know what? I didn't follow the show that much. I watched a few episodes here and there. I mean the closing song. The closing song was like a banger.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's classic, and it's funny because that was a big gateway anime for a lot of people in the West. That and Dragon Ball Z, I'd say, were probably some of the two that really got people into anime. Even though Pokemon obviously was a phenomenon. Cardcaptor Sakura. Yeah, a lot of stuff was coming out on WB, Nikki.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, another one. Yep.
It wasn't until I got to like 12, 13 that I started watching Toonami. And that's where I saw Kenshin for the first time. And I'm sure a lot of people saw a lot of their first anime on Toonami.
Definitely. We got I think what happened was OMW got dropped down. So we have him back up. Let me just check in with him. OMW, you good?
I am good. I am not rugged anymore. I completely turned off the Wi-Fi, so I shouldn't have any more issues for the
Okay.
rest of the show.
Do you have the phone really, really close to you?
It's not across the room.
Okay. All right. All right. It's all right.
Am I too loud?
For me, but you know what? I am doing through. Yeah. It is.
Okay, I shall whisper
No
for
worries.
the
No.
rest of the community.
Nah, you're good. You're good. But yo, your first anime, bro. What was that?
Okay, so I think my first anime was probably Pokemon, as everyone else's, but that's just because it
Mhm.
was on early enough during the day,
Mhm.
and then Dragon Ball Z at night. Like,
Mhm.
so I have an older sibling, and they were staying up later to watch Toonami, and I'm like, oh, what is this? Oh, this is better than Pokemon. Wow. But it
Mhm.
was right around those lines of mid to late 90s exploration of finding all the goodness.
I feel you. I feel you. Okay. Cool. So yeah, like we had mentioned, right? A lot of those animes that came out were very heavily westernized, and I actually would like to have a whole episode on that, on what that means. But as you guys are probably aware of or know, there was that thing that kind of like hooked you. That thing that made you realize, oh, this is actually different, or this is different from the normal cartoons that I would see. And maybe let's call that the anime that made us fall in love, right? So if you want to kind of like talk about that and what that, I guess, that revelation kind of meant for you, who wants to go first?
Out of us or someone on?
Anyone on stage, and anyone that's in the
All
audience
right.
that wants to come on stage.
So how about this? We will do
Mhm.
it with Mahalo Joe because he just got welcome.
Mahalo came up.
Welcome, Mahalo.
Oh, we got Mahalo in the building. Let's go.
And then we'll follow it up with Nas because I know that he's on the road before he gets home to family.
Okay.
And then we'll go with Nikki G, and then Emoji, you'll go next. I'll go last.
Let's go. All right, Mahalo, what's up, bro? Well, first anime, and then also anime that like the thing that hooked you. Maybe they're not the same. I don't know, or maybe they are. I don't know. But what's good, Mahalo?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Emoji, thanks for the space. Episode number 1, let's go. On my way, bro. It's good to see you running a show here with the fam. And yo, Nikki, nice to meet you. Glad to have you here with the community and hanging out with us. Looking forward to more shows with you guys.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it, brother.
So did
So,
you
yeah, first,
mhm.
anime. I think I have the best exposure to anime because it also tees it up too. I'm hooked on it too. So young me before even middle school, because Dragon Ball Z for the Americas was middle school time for me.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to say my dad got the plug for international TV because he were from Mexico. So he wanted to get some of like the soccer games and all that stuff. So he got Mexican satellite to watch all that sports and stuff. So one day I go home from school and he's home early because there's like a tournament going on. And he's there watching TV, but before the soccer game starts, he's watching anime, and I'm like, okay, this is what are you watching? Cartoons? And so the first thing I see is the episode when Goku gets Master Roshi, Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z.
Mhm.
He gets Goku gets Master Roshi to go over to the Ox King's castle that's on fire, and I see Master Roshi just rip off his shirt, muscle up, and I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Oh.
And all of a sudden you see the Ka May. I ain't gonna say the whole thing, but you guys know where I'm going with
I
that.
feel like you have to though. I feel like you have to.
Nah. It's a recording space, man. So yeah, you get the Kamehameha, first time full exposure into anime, and I'm just like, holy cow, like a full on Kamehameha. First time I'm seeing anime, and I'm just like, what did I just watch? And then next thing you know, Goku is like, that's impressive. And then he does a little baby Kamehameha, and I'm like, yo, who is Goku? I need to watch more. And the next thing I know, I was hooked. So, yeah, first exposure was to the OG Dragon Ball.
That's what's up, and I respect that. Like, that's dope that Dragon Ball, because a lot of times, you know, Dragon Ball Z is what a lot of people, and I think that's. I know at some point Dragon Ball did come over here. It came in Toonami. I don't know if it was here before that. Like, I first saw Dragon Ball Z. That was the first thing I saw with during the Saiyan saga, and yeah, that's dope that your first experience was OG Dragon Ball and OG Dragon Ball Season 1. Like, what? That's, yo, you are a Dragon Ball fan, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I just wanted to chime on that as well. I think that it's dope that you were able to find out about anime through your pops and like watch that episode together. Like that's you know, that's a memory that's gonna be with you for the forever, bro. So that's
yo.
dope.
My dad don't even remember what he was watching. He was waiting for that soccer game to start.
Oh snap.
Oh
man.
Just a coincidence.
It was a complete coincidence.
It was destiny.
Well, there you go. It was it was in the anime stars. I feel you, bro. But yeah, appreciate that story, man. You said Nas was up too?
Yes, we have Nas up, and then we also got Majin Jesus jumped up on stage.
Oh,
and then,
snap.
sorry, Nikki, we're gonna change up the cycle a little bit. We're gonna go to Nas, then Majin, and then you, then Emoji.
Okay, let's get it. Shout out Nas in the building. What's good, bro?
Yo, so it's funny because I was going through timelines again here on my phone for Google. 95 was the U.S. release for Dragon Ball on the TV series, and I never got to test it, to dive into it, but I remember a distinct episode when I was watching with my cousin, and I think it was the finale because it was when Oolong, I can't remember his name, when he was making the wish on the dragon, and Oolong, I think his name was Oolong the pig.
Oolong, yep.
He jumps up in the middle of the wish when he asks for Supreme, and then he yells out underwear. So that just is embedded in my head for Dragon Ball forever to this day. Do you guys remember that?
I remember it. Yep, I do. That was the first ever wish made by the Dragon Balls in Dragon Ball.
Correct. So that is embedded in my head as far as anime. But what got me hooked was Pokemon, as far as anime goes, and Yu-Gi-Oh. Those were probably the two animes at the time where I was deep into it. And one of the main reasons why is they nailed it on the head is they got a TCG to get connected to a TV series, and then Pokemon, obviously the Game Boy games. So that's where it got me hooked into like really TCGs. Till this day, I collect cards. So that was something that's still stuck with me, and I'm in my 30s, going from kids. So shout out to them, and that's really kind of like my big introduction to anime, and what got me hooked on it is the engagement, not just on the TV show, but as far as the cards and the memories I have with my friends play.
Did we lose him real quick? Did he cut out?
He might have hit a tunnel.
Okay.
He'll be back in a second or two.
Okay. I did get that.
Great points.
Definitely.
We also have
Phil
up on stage. What's up, Phil?
Oh, Phil's on stage. Let me do that. Real quick, I do want to say what's up. We got Acro in the chat. Shout out chat, Acro. She said great updates to the stream. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad. I worked hard on the visuals on this, so I appreciate that. We got, you said, oh snap. We got John. We got Phil. We got Majin Jesus. All right, Majin Jesus was up, I think, first. Then we got Phil. Then we got John. OMW, can you do me a favor? Can you just pull the phone back just a little bit, like put it on the table or something. But let me jump over to Majin Jesus. What's good, bro?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear.
Yes.
Yo, episode 1, what's up? Yo, congrats on the new show.
Here.
This is dope, man.
Thank you. And real quick, actually, before you go, real quick, let me just make one more announcement. Once again, there is a giveaway courtesy of VV Digital Collectibles. Oh snap! I didn't mean to do that. Okay. There is a giveaway courtesy of VV Digital Collectibles. All you have to do to enter into the giveaway is to like and repost this space and like and repost the live stream that is pinned to the top. I will check both. And when I call you at the end of the show, your PFP does have to be here to accept your reward. I'm going to be running that at a random time during the show, so you might, don't wait till the last minute to do it. Otherwise, you might not even be in the running. But floor back to you. Majin Jesus was good. Favorite anime? What made you fall in love? And also, what made you fall in love with anime? They may be the same. They may be different.
So honestly, I thought DBZ was my first anime. But then y'all kept mentioning Pokemon, and I was like, oh snap! Is Pokemon the first anime I ever watched? I think I don't know which one came first, Pokemon or the English dub of DBZ, but nonetheless, my favorite anime of all time. I think it's safe to say that it's just DBZ, bro. I mean, nothing's even touching it, bro. Not, no disrespect to Pokemon, you know what I mean, but that is just my favorite one of all time. And I remember how I got into it because it was actually a homeboy that when I lived in Louisiana, and he had toys of Dragon Ball GT, and I'm assuming that GT might have already been going on in Japan before the English dub came through, because that's what kind of introduced me to DBZ, and I was like, oh man, that's really dope. But the internet wasn't really happening like that at that point, so it kind of just like out of sight, out of mind type of thing. And then they started doing the release on Toonami, and that's when I started watching DBZ, because I remembered, I was like, oh snap, that's the thing that my homeboy showed me. And that was it, bro. Once I started watching it, I mean, I was immediately hooked. So it's interesting that I didn't even realize I was watching anime with Pokemon, because whenever I watched Pokemon, it wasn't like, oh, I love anime.
Yeah.
But when I watched DBZ, I was like, oh, I love anime. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure,
it changed everything.
Definitely. And I 100% agree. We're actually going to have a whole episode on that. We're going to have a whole episode on why that is. But yeah, man, appreciate that. And once again, love the PFP. I mean, I already knew what it was from having the Majin Vegeta Blue. So, yeah, man. Yeah.
And real quick, man, I want to give a shout out to O'Milly for winning, bro, because I did not make it easy for him, bro.
Yo, you were spamming, bro.
Yo, I did not make it easy for him at all, yo. So yeah, big shout out to O'Milly for winning the giveaway, and yo, shout out to you, Emoji, OMW, and Nikki G, yo. I'm super hyped for this show. Congrats, y'all.
Appreciate that, bro. All right, let's.
Thanks for pulling up. Real quick mic check. Is this better, y'all?
Yes, better. Thank you. Appreciate that.
We also have a hand from Mahalo Joe.
Mahalo has his hand up.
We got a bunch of people.
Yeah, everyone loves to talk about it. I mean, that's a good thing though. Yes. But let me jump over to Mahalo. Mahalo is good, bro.
I think I may have mixed up as well. Cause if I'm wrong, I hope I'm not. But I think I also remember watching Voltron as my first anime.
Oh snap! I believe Voltron.
But I wouldn't count that as anime because
it was very westernized. Yeah. But Voltron is See?
We can leave that as anime adjacent, right?
The things you discover about yourself, the things that you do when you take a walk down memory lane. But okay, cool. Let me jump over to Phil, and we got John in the building. Phil, the winner of the giveaway that Millie had last time. So congrats on that, bro. So we are talking anime, we are talking our first anime, and also what made us fall in love with anime. They may be the same or they may be different. What's your weigh in on this?
So cartoons, like what are we talking about? Because cartoons are different than anime.
And we are talking anime. Yes.
First anime. First Asian cartoon. Like, I grew up with like Asian fables.
Okay.
A little different than what y'all would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Like the monkey god, the dragons, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
First Asian cartoon.
Bro, your PFP is the Ghibli thing.
Oh yeah, no, well, Ghibli's not first though. Ghibli's gangster as fuck. Like I want that whole series. Of course I want it. So when it comes to that, just that was one. It was
I don't even remember the name, man. That's how fucked up I'd be getting. But the crazy one that came out in like 2001.
This
Like
does not help. It came out when?
2001, maybe.
Death Note.
The crazy one that came out in 2001.
No, Death Note came out in like 2006, I think.
I saw Bleach. Like
Bleach. Okay. Okay.
Was it Yu Yu Hakusho?
He's probably thinking Naruto.
No.
Nah, that was older, bro.
Naruto was like 2004, I think.
Yeah. Probably Dragon Ball. Yeah. You know what? And Phil, that is a common theme, and also like I said, like I feel like probably Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon were probably two of the animes that brought, you know, the most amount of people into anime because I mean, yeah, they were big. Yeah, they were big. So yeah.
Before that.
Of course there were. Yeah, but
know,
like
but
you don't remember.
I know. That's what I'm trying to remember.
Don't worry, bro. We got
no
the
worries.
anime legend John here. I'm sure he will get you all the real OG stuff and
yeah.
just a few.
And,
once John starts talking.
Actually, Voltron does count because
Mm-hmm.
the Voltron was two
Voltron's
different
first one.
actual real anime series that were put together.
Even Power Rangers are first.
Well,
well,
technically,
that's
I wouldn't call it a
action, so that's
power,
Sentai,
an anime,
That's
but
live
yes,
action, that's
it's live action. But yeah,
but yeah, Voltron was, I believe, Beast, King, Go Lion, and then Armor, Dairugger. So they like basically, and you'll see a lot of that happening in the 80s, including a series I'm going to talk about later. But they will take actually real anime, but then they will adapt it for Western audiences by like mashing them together, you know, in order to fit syndication like series length, and then just make a whole fake narrative around it, you know, just to sell to kids. So that Voltron is actually a mashup of two real animes made for the Western, not made for a Western audience, but like converted to be appealing to kids in the Western audience. But yeah, I mean, that jumps the line. Like I want to wait until Phil's done, and then I'll jump in my turn.
No, you're good. Phil, did you have another one to?
I have 1 point. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
First, I want to say I love you. Thank you. DuckTales. Fucking DuckTales is like.
DuckTales is not an anime, Phil.
It does not count.
That does not count.
Yeah, but
Phil, this does not look good for your PFP right now.
Unless you call it Dr. Teller.
All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna.
I really love DuckTales, but as a reverse import, but
yeah,
it's not anime.
All right, we're gonna jump back over to John. John, what's good, bro? Did you want to weigh in on your first anime and what made you fall in love with anime? And they may be different or they may be the same.
Yeah. I think I'm the same as you guys, which is when I was a kid, I did not know that what I was watching was actually anime. That were actually Japanese shows made for Japanese audiences, right? And then they were converted over. So my earliest memory was as a kid, like even like pre-kindergarten, watching things like Marine Boy, watching Speed Racer, watching Battle of the Planets, aka Gatchaman, watching Space Battleship Yamato, aka Star Blazers. Those all came out in the late 1970s, right? But when they came over here, they were like completely different. They would be unrecognizable, right? So yeah, it didn't feel like anime, right? So but I grew up with that, right? And then you would have shows like that came out in the early 80s, like Voltron, like Thundercats, that actually were animation from Japan or made by Japanese animation studios. I don't know, guys, if you know this, but Thundercats was actually created by the same company that once it split off, one became Studio Ghibli, and the other one went on to go ahead and make shows like Thundercats and Silverhawks and things like that. So yeah, a lot of the shows that you might have grown up with, you didn't know were anime or were made by Japanese animation companies. But
I wanted to ask you, John, what about Transformers?
Transformers was, right?
Okay.
But the interesting thing about Transformers,
I always thought that because of the style, the animation style.
Yeah,
but obviously I never,
Yeah, the more wild thing is versus the animation, it's actually the toys. The toys are wild because they were from the Diaclone. Like the cars were from this series called Diaclone, and then there was a completely different Japanese toy line for like the airplanes, like the Destructicons, right? So like they mashed them up.
because again in the 80s they would mash things up, so they actually literally mashed up physical toy lines to be called the Transformers, and then they sold the toys first, and because the toys were so successful, they were like, okay, let's go ahead and make an animation series around that. So actually American or Western audiences got a bespoke, unique anime just for them to help sell this bastardized toy line. So Japan never got that series first. They got the toy lines with separate, completely separate, lines first, and then for Western audiences they made the cartoon. But the cartoon was made by Japanese production houses for Western audiences. So it's wild. There's a lot of backstory, and actually the one that I want to bring up that actually kind of hooked me, like once I realized I'm watching actually anime, and it's kind of shameful to say, like for old heads, but it really was an instruction for a lot of us at a certain age. It was Robotech, because Robotech was the worst bastardization. They took a Super Dimension Fortress Macross, they took a Super Dimension Southern Cross, and then they took Mos Pieta, right? Genesis Climber Mos Pieta. 3 separate, totally different animes, and they smashed them together in order to make this massive thing called Robotech. But I only like the first generation, which is Macross, and I really like the character design. I still like him to this day, right? Which shows you that is the impetus of why I still like anime, right? His name is Haruhiko Mikimoto. So I started hunting down anything that looked like that look. And the crazy thing is I was able to find some stuff, not even knowing it was the guy, but I had a feeling it was the guy, and it ended up being the guy. One was a bootleg VHS tape in 1984 called Clash of the Bionoids, and it ended up being the first bastardization of the full-length feature film of Macross that made it to Western audiences. And so I watched the full-length feature movie in the early 80s, and I'm like, this is nothing like Robotech. What the heck is this? It looks so beautiful. It's amazing. And it was from, the real Macross. Later on, the character designer would do OAVs for Gainax. And I don't need to tell you who Gainax is, right? So Gainax, in 88, put out this OAV series called Aim for the Top Gunbuster. And I think I pinned it. I mean, I didn't pin it, but I put it in a reply to your spaces there. And that triggered for me what made Gainax so amazing. It encapsulated everything that is the true spirit of what Gainax was trying to accomplish as a company. And then there was no turning back from that. And then I just ate everything up that was Gainax. I ate everything up that was anime. I begged my sister, who went to college, to bring bootleg tapes back from her anime club. So I just watched everything coming straight out of Japan within months, which back then was pretty quick. And I just became a super fan. Way before the internet, way before being able to see something streaming, way before being able to go on eBay and buy bootleg DVDs or anything like that. You just really had to suffer to try to find this stuff. But then, it all started with Robotech, aka Macross.
Okay, appreciate that. Let's
we also
because
have a hand up. So sorry, Emoji.
Well, hold on, we're I'm trying to get through. We are kind of on a crunch. So let's do this. Who's is it someone new? Is it someone new that's been on stage, or is it someone that's already been here?
No, it's Phil.
Okay, so maybe let's continue the conversation, and if Phil wants to weigh in on the next topic, then 100%. But I do want to get to us, right, and talk about what our intros to anime, and also our what made us fall in love with anime. So we have myself, you, and Nikki. So out of us, who wants to go first? Nikki, how do you feel?
I'll go first.
All right, spotlight on you.
Okay, so like I said at the start of the show, I think the very first anime I probably ever watched was Cardcaptor Sakura, but what made me fall in love with anime was catching Rurouni Kenshin on Toonami. And I think it was probably, I don't remember the very first episode I watched, but I do remember coming every day 6 o'clock on Toonami watching Rurouni Kenshin, and it just felt different. and I was just like, and I think I was drawn to the relationship between Kenshin and Karu. And I remember the episode when he goes to Kyoto and when it aired, and I think that was like the very first time I ever cried watching a cartoon, and I was like heartbroken that he had left her, and I was like just a 12-year-old girl like sitting on my floor crying. And I think that was it. I was hooked on these cartoons for the rest of my life. I was like, this is just so amazing and beautiful, and I've never seen anything like this, like these cartoons like this before, you know? Where the stories were just so crazy and so in depth, and these characters are just so amazing. And I don't know, it's just something about it. I was just so hooked on it. I don't know, like this thing that's in like the middle of the afternoon when you come home from school, and it's like breaking your heart, and it's just, I don't know, it was just special.
No, I feel you.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Connections, bonds, right? And that's the biggest thing when it comes to fandom, right? Like, a lot of times reason why people connect with the fandom the way that they do is because it means something to them, right? It resonates with them. It hits them emotionally in a certain type of way. And that is a very interesting anime. I will go more into that too. But I do want to, before I do that, let's jump over to OMW. Did you want to say your intro into anime and also what made you fall in love? And they could be the same, they could be different.
I think my intro to anime, real anime, I will classify, would be Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
And something that made me fall in love with Dragon Ball Z and all of anime as a whole was the constant grind and perseverance of the main character compared to Western shows. I would say it just hit like a little bit different, and watching Goku hit Super Saiyan for the first time, like, man, that was a different feeling. So I'm gonna have to give it to Dragon Ball.
On both counts?
Yeah, on both counts.
Okay.
I mean, the rest of the community is gonna say Pokemon. It's just I don't view Pokemon as an anime personally. So
Yeah.
I'll take the hot take.
I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna jump into this. So for me, yes, theoretically, my first one was Pokemon, but I do not like view Pokemon as an, especially how it came over here, how it was presented to Western audience. So I can't even really compare that. I can't really say that's an anime to me, right? My first, what I would say as far as true anime that made me look at the genre as something, or medium as something different, was Dragon Ball Z. That was the show that I kind of looked at and was like, okay, this is different from anything else that I'm watching on television right now. Now, it was also the anime that made me fall in love, right? To this day, Dragon Ball is my favorite as far as what I have the most connection with. But the anime that I would say made me really fall in love with, like, the culture and, like, just the history and just the things that makes anime, that made me dive like further into it. Yo, Nikki, it's gonna be Rurouni Kenshin for me as well. Yeah, it's Rurouni Kenshin for me as well. What is Rurouni?
Check out the live action.
I did. I've purchased it on like every single medium possible. But yes, Rurouni Kenshin for me was it because it took me into as far as like Japanese culture. That was the show that made me want to actually go to Kyoto. That was the show that made me want to dive into the history of Japan and, going from, into the Meiji era and like it made me study Japanese culture. And that to me was like a different level of love, because it made me kind of like just fall in love with everything on a whole. So yes, I'd say probably for me would be Rurouni Kenshin. Okay, so let me once again let everyone know that we are doing a giveaway for today. And in order to enter that giveaway, all you have to do is to like and repost both the space and the live stream. The space and the live stream pinned at the top, and be here when I call your name. We will be rolling that at a random time, so be sure to uh, to do that ASAP immediately. I will not announce when I'm going to do it, but I will unveil the winner at the end. Now, my next question, and final question for tonight before we wrap things up, is, a lot of us has been watching anime for years, and the thing is when you're passionate about something, you automatically want to share it with people, right? So I know that everyone kind of like takes a different approach as far as how they recommend anime to other people. So I wanted to ask you guys, what do you feel makes a good intro anime? Like when you're talking to someone that says, "I've never watched anime before." Also, shout out Acro in the chat. She said her favorite, her first anime was Detective Conan. But what do you think makes a good intro anime when someone says they haven't watched it before and you're like, all right, start with this one, and why? Let's go to our host real quick. Nikki or OMW, do you want to take that first?
I think it's hard because I really think it depends on the person you're talking to also.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if I'm talking to like a super girly girl that wants to get into anime, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm sure she could like shonen.
You're not
anime,
gonna recommend Dragon Ball.
but no, probably not gonna recommend Dragon Ball. I mean, I think that's one of the great things about anime is that there's so many different genres of anime.
Mm-hmm.
You got comedy and action and romance, and you have historical anime, and you have futuristic anime, and it's like you have to talk to the person and be like I probably, this is probably very controversial, I wouldn't recommend One Piece because it's just
long,
too much too soon. I feel like if you're into anime, then go and watch One Piece. But I wouldn't be like, oh, you should watch this. What is it? 1,000 episode series that's not even done. I definitely would try to think about the genres that they're interested in, and I would give them something that's done. Like nothing that's like been like left uncompleted or something that's still kind of running. I would want to give them something that has a full story so they can kind of see what anime can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, what I'm saying?
Yep, 100%, 100%. So what are you recommending?
I think a good one, I don't know, maybe people won't agree with this, but I think a really good one is Eureka 7, if people haven't heard of that one. It's a mecha anime, which obviously anime is super known for mecha, but it kind of covers a lot of bases. It's a complete story. It's 50 episodes. It's got romance. It's got a young male protagonist, which is very common in anime. It's got the big robots. It's got fighting, romance, drama. I think it covers a lot of bases, and it can really show you what anime is about. So I think that would be my recommendation for new people.
Okay, cool.
Thought about it.
I feel you. All right. ONW, do you want to weigh in?
Yeah, I think a recommendation that I would use would be something like Hunter x Hunter. But again, it does depend on who the person is and what type of shows they enjoy normally. So I think that's a very big factor. But I think Hunter x Hunter has a lot of what people want to see in an anime, and the main characters are younger kids growing up and finding out and discovering, which is a fun journey to watch evolve. But it also has its very dark and sad times as well. So
I feel you.
it's not a complete story, but Nikki, I hear you. That's a great point that like I didn't even think about until you said it, but I think with Hunter x Hunter, they would enjoy it and they'd be like, wow, this was great. What else is like this? I understand there's a hiatus for 10+ years, but that's anime.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to do the same author, you could say Yu Yu Hakusho, right?
Yeah.
Which is complete.
True. Once again, let everyone know we do have a giveaway. In order to enter, you have to like and repost the space and like and repost the live stream as well. Both have to be liked and repost. And we will, and your PFP has to be here. But I do see, hold on real quick. I see someone new came on stage, Wulu. Let me say what's up to Wulu. We are talking as far as what makes a good intro anime and how do you, recommend one to another person.
Man, thanks for having me, Emoji. Great anime talk, you know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the context, right? And what the person that you're trying to put on is into, right? If I'm talking to someone that's into maybe fantasy adventure, right? I would maybe do the Hunter x Hunter side of things. That's great storyline, right? If you're into crime documentaries, I'll go with the Death Note. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of detective back and forth, psychological aspects to that story, right? As far as mainline shonen, Big Three, Dragon Ball, that's a classic, right? But one of my loves is, when I saw the title on here my first time, bro, I gotta go with Naruto, bro. That's a classic, bro. Just seeing some of the fight scenes, bro, like old school Tsunami days, bro. That girl Rock Lee, bro, when the bro took off the weights, and you think, oh, they just little weights. Nah, bro. These things crashed the whole freaking field, bro. What you talking about? And this man's moving at lightning speed. Dude, how he was untouchable, bro. It was a great fight, you know what I'm saying? A great introduction. So I would put someone onto a good fight like that, you know what I'm saying? As, like, yeah, look into these tuning exams. And, this is like the second little section into this show. But, yeah, this is something to look forward to. So, mainline shonen, I'll go Naruto, bro. But, yeah, man. It just depends on who you're talking to.
I feel you. Okay. I mean, Naruto is another one that got a lot of people into it. So I hear you on that one. Definitely. We got Phil coming back up, and then we'll be wrapping it up with the show. Okay, we have a dilemma. There's a dilemma. And here's a dilemma. The normal X picker no longer works anymore. So we have to use a new picker, right? Which I did. I did use a new picker for the giveaway. And I was like, let me try to be gracious as far as like the thing. And I was like, let me choose five winners, and then if someone doesn't follow the rules, we can skip to the next. So it looks like hold on, let me just check this real quick. Let me look at this because this will be funny if it is.
No, if
all right.
I win, I don't want.
It looks like it looks like no one followed the rules. Out of all five people. Chosen, I'm scrolling through.
Because I'm not gonna go to YouTube to like and retweet that or whatever it is. I'm just chilling here with you guys.
YouTube? No, it's on X. It's pinned to the top.
Oh,
the stream
yeah,
is
like
the stream is pinned to the top. It's right here.
Did you tag 3 friends, including Crunchyroll?
That wasn't a part of it. It was just liking and repost the space and like and repost the space, and to tag like and repost the space and the live stream. That was it, and be here.
Yeah,
but yeah, everyone that was picked didn't do that.
Oh no.
So I guess we got one winner for today.
Recommendation, I put it. I mean, we're not gonna talk about it, like you said, you're running out of time. But go ahead and check out the link I put. If you want to buy the Blu-ray, you will not be disappointed.
Okay, you put it in the comment section?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Appreciate that. All right. So speaking of intros to anime, Phil came up real quick. Let me go to Phil, and then we're gonna start wrapping up. Phil, what's up?
Are we talking about anime? Out of all the points that you guys talked about, Gundam for the Robotech stuff. I remember that point. For Miss Gek, Nikki Gecko or whatever. V said you should have done Sailor Moon kind of hard because that was my wife's introduction to anime. points. Done. Don't care. Drinking.
Well, I feel you. Have fun, turn
For a lot
up,
of
bro.
people,
Have
Gundam
fun,
Wing
celebrate, turn
was
up.
their introduction.
Gundam
So,
was a huge one. Was a huge
that was a big
one.
one.
Yeah, especially during the Toonami days. But
Especially for merch.
yeah, and toys, all of that. But I did want to make an announcement. Is she in here? Yes, she is. Let's invite her to the stage. But on the topic of inviting people to or introducing people to anime, right? I'm trying to put this into practice. So let me bring her up, and there will be a show starting on her channel, and this is VV Magic, where we will be kind of like doing this cross between Eastern versus, not versus, but Eastern and Western animation. She's a huge Disney fan, for those that don't know, and also, obviously, I'm a huge anime fan. So I recommended her to watch her very first anime. Do you guys know what it was that I recommended for her to watch? On the topic of what makes a good intro anime, take a guess. What do y'all think I recommended her to watch?
Phil would say DuckTales.
Oh lord,
That's not an anime.
that
We've
is
already established
definitely not DuckTales. Definitely not.
Your
Nick,
line, April.
that is a good one, but that is not what I recommended. That is probably one of the ones that I'm gonna recommend though.
Is it a Studio Ghibli film?
Well, take a guess, and then we'll say it afterward. But everyone has one guess. So OMW was your line, April. Full Metal, that is also a very good intro act. All of them are very good intros, but it is not the intro that I did. We have Vivi Magic on stage. Magic, welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great. Are we ready for the tweet?
Yes, you can post a tweet, and I will pin it in the comments and to the top.
All right, it has been posted.
Here we go.
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Yay.
I did not recommend I would never as much as I love Dragon Ball, I would never recommend that to someone as their first anime.
It's almost as bad as One Piece in terms
of
there's longevity and filler episodes and all that.
Old.
There's too many episodes, and it's just it's a lot. But
You don't want to scare people off, right?
Exactly. But wait, where's your oh, there we go. I see your post now. Hey, like the thumbnail. Okay, so let me copy this and pin this to the comment section. Copy link, and then I will also pin it to the top. Boom. But while I do that, Magic, do you want to announce what that anime is that I had you watch?
Sure. I think you switched around a couple of times, and then
I definitely did. Yeah.
You ended, which is not surprising, but you ended up having me go with Your Name. So that was my first.
Okay.
You know what? We just watched Suzune last night, and all those like 5 centimeters per second, Weathering with You, Your Name, all those are beautiful films. I would not say no to any of those.
Yep. So on Magic Channel, and that's gonna be this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be premiering the her reaction to Watching Your Name. So if you guys want to know what she thought of it, definitely tune into that. You guys can set the reminders. Right there on her YouTube channel. The link is pinned in the comment section and pinned to the top. So
and let me just say, this is pre-recorded. It's not live, so you will not see it on Twitter. You will need to go to YouTube in order to see it. But we will be doing a live premiere, and we'll be in the
chat.
Section.
Yeah, we'll be in the chat.
We'll be in the chat, hanging out. Live chat will be going, so feel free to stop in and chat with us.
Can I make a recommendation for the next one that you watch after this? I would say Totoro would be the correct one, because it's the most Disney out of the ones I can think of. They even have their own theme park.
That's one I was thinking about.
Yeah, so Totoro really feels like the correct spirit of like Disney, and Hayao Miyazaki, of course, you all know, in my mind, he's like, like the best who currently does it out there in terms of full-length feature films. And it was all hand-drawn animation. this is before CGI or any of that stuff. So it is just really gorgeous, purist stuff, and it's very childlike as well. So I think it would just be a great fit for someone who loves Disney. My
Awesome,
Neighbor
awesome.
Totoro.
We will put that on the list. We will put that on the list.
Emoji,
Appreciate
did
that.
you talk about how this? I had it like my volume low for a minute, so I missed it. I was pulling stuff out of the oven. But did you talk about sort of the back and forth of each week, how that's going to work?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be going back and forth between Disney and anime. So, I'll be recommending anime, and then she'll be recommending some Disney stuff, which is gonna be hard because obviously I am King Disney, and I already have a large repertoire of Disney movies that I've already seen. But I'm Magic is up for the challenge. But yes, it will be across, and the title of the show is From Toontown to Tokyo. So
So you're talking about Roger Rabbit? You want to get the Disney?
Lord. Oh
I
my
love that.
goodness. Appreciate you, Phil. Appreciate you,
Magic, about the one bit that basically is identical, which is Atlantis on the Disney side, and Nadia Blue Water on the anime side.
We will talk about it. We will talk about it. This is just the first. This is the first episode. So just
that Gainax,
hold your horses. Hold.
John's excited.
He's excited. He's excited. But okay, so that will wrap up the first episode of Anime After Hours. Once again, this is also going to be streaming on Spotify, so look for that link. I'll be posting that soon. And, as you can tell, it is on multiple socials, mine and Nikki's. Nikki, how are you feeling after this first episode?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think we did okay. What did everybody else think? Did everybody else think we did okay?
How does your chat feel? How does your chat feel?
They've been having conversations, talking about their first stuff. Ava is a common mistake to newcomers because it's pretty dark. Some people have to recommend Lupin the Third. Yu Yu Hakusho is a good recommendation. So everybody's got their opinions.
Nice. And definitely...
That's Miyazaki's first full-length feature film, actually, before Studio Ghibli was even made. Casa of Cagliostro, which was a Lupin joint. You could say spiritually that was the very first Ghibli movie.
I feel you.
Lupin's a crazy show. That's
Definitely. All right, so closing thoughts. OMW, Nikki, do you guys have anything to say before we wrap things up?
Just that I had a really great time, and I can't wait to see everybody next week.
There we go.
Mochi, do you go out with an anime theme song as a closing OP or anything of that nature?
I'm gonna go out with one of the songs for the thing. We do play anime songs at the beginning, but you got to be here for the pre-show. We do a giveaway at the pre-show, and we play a whole bunch of anime songs at the pre-show. That starts at 7:30, so you gotta come early.
Gotcha.
Also too, what I have to mention as well, Nikki is an amazing anime cover artist. So we do play some of her songs as well. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna close the stream to our traditional thing, and then after the stream, I'll close out the space to one of your songs. I'm thinking the other song that you have with Silver Storm. What do you think, Nikki?
Sounds good to me.
All right, there we go. All right.
If you ever did the opening theme to the Chobits, I would definitely listen to that cover because that's one of my favorite.
I have a really, really old cover of that before I had any help.
Because I know I'm dating myself. I like really early clamp anime, right? But there you go.
Let me be with you.
I can't even say the thing that you do. But yeah, I love it. It's great.
Let's go. And then, wait, Magic has her hand back? Or is my thing glitching? Magic, do you have your hand up?
Magic and Phil have their hand up.
Okay, what's up?
Did you end up picking the winner? And
we didn't. I picked 5 different people. I can't.
Right,
so
I
the
heard
thing,
all that, but
but
what
the
are you
thing
gonna
is,
do about it?
there's nothing I can do because so the new picker,
it don't.
I don't know how do I do the giveaway. I can't rerun it. So hold on with the new picker, with the new picker, it only allows you to run it once. Allows you to run the same link once, but for a different thing. So you can run it off of replies, which we already did at the beginning, and you can run it off of retweets. I did 5 possibilities, and nobody followed the directions. The only person that followed the directions was Vivi, and they can't win.
What you can do is you can do a random number generator just to pick somebody else out of the group and then see if they did it.
What is all right? So how do
24
I?
people, but that concludes the 3 of you and V.
John should win it.
So do I just have people like
no, that's
say a
okay.
number?
Or I don't know, just pick somebody,
Unlike
guys.
you, Phil, I would defer.
I don't know.
I just do like a Google random number generator.
If I win,
24.
I dedicate my win to Bonger, so you should send mine to Bonger.
Hold on.
Or the people are here. Just you know what? Maybe not do the rules for anybody that's here.
But no, it's not that. It's like who do I give it to though? Like I have no way to kind of fairly give it to anyone.
Do the random number generator. 24 people.
Okay, hold on. Random. Let me Google. And just type in random number generator.
Bonger.
Yeah, if you type that in, it'll pop up on Google.
Okay, and then 1 to 24. Now, how do I know who's in what place? Because don't the
if you want, I can
things
count
shift
what
around?
place it would be. You either count on your own, or you can have somebody else count. But depending on who the person is, obviously
Okay,
the order's
but
mixed up.
this would be based off of your perception of the space, correct?
Correct.
Because I think everyone is different how they perceive the PFPs.
Very true.
Okay, all right. So I will defer to you, and we are at 21.
Bonger.
All right, so that is gonna be. We just had a new person enter the space, so I'm gonna go before that. So that would have been. That would be Masomi Cosmic Disarray.
Let's go, Masomi.
Let's see.
Let's go.
Masomi. All right, so I'm gonna say this caveat. Masomi, congratulations, but I do want to say that we are deviating from the repost of the live stream because I do not see a live stream on here. Actually, Masomi was the first person to win, but because that we didn't do it. But we will give it to you because we need to give it to someone. So we are giving it to you. Oh, I see it now. I see the live stream up there now. So I don't want to, Millie, I don't want to hear anything in my DMs about deviating from the rules. All right, look, I did the rules and nobody would have won. So it's either Masomi wins or nobody wins. So all right, Masomi got it. All right, so there we go. Congratulations, Masomi. All right, so closing thoughts before we wrap. Everyone went through their closing thoughts, right? Are we about to close?
I can't even believe it was a full hour. Time flew by. I could talk about anime all day.
It goes fast. Phil, I see your hand, but we have to close the live stream. We're running on a time constraint. We aren't closing the space yet. We aren't. I'm gonna be here in New York. We're not gonna close the space, but we gotta close the live stream. So, all right.
Do you have any plans to go to Anime NYC this year? Because that would be a great on-site kind of thing to do.
DM me when it is. All right. So once again, closing thoughts. Are we good for everyone? Is Magic Hand still up? Am I bugging? Okay. All right.
It's not, but I just want to say how beautiful it is that you're getting to taste your own medicine, trying to close a space.
Okay. All right.
Wow,
all right.
funny.
Nikki, OMW. Nikki, you already said your closing thoughts. Nikki, OMW. Do you have anything else to close as we close up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to all of the people who popped into the speaker panel. I appreciate y'all 100%. It's been fire. Shout out to the 111 people in the live stream. We appreciate y'all, and shout out to whoever's watching on YouTube and listening back on Spotify. Show number 1. I think it was a success. Emoji, thank you. Nikki, thank you. Y'all did great. Thank you, V, for the sweepstakes. Appreciate that.
Appreciate that. And also, y'all should thank Magic, because I was definitely about to close this without nobody winning. But with that being said, let's go to this. Here we go. Yo, what's up? I want to thank everyone that came through. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Episode 1 in the books. Episode 1 in the books. My name is Emoji. I'm here with my co-host, Nikki G, OMW, and together we're bringing you a little something we like to call Anime After Hours. We run this every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on X. Also, you can feel free to be part of the pre-show, which you start at 7:30, where you can even enter in to win a random Vivi digital collectible. Shout out Vivi in the audience, and we will be back at this again next week. Once again, appreciate y'all. And those in the space, stay tuned because we will be closing the space with a song from Nikki and Silver Storm. But those on the live stream, we will catch you next week. Until then, peace.